Hey everyone, getting ready for the weekend. Well, I got some crypto breaking news that we're going to talk about in this video. Now, this is going to be something a little different because it does tie in some legislation and what Trump is going to do next as involving Bitcoin. Okay, so I want to share with you guys what's happening. This will be presented to Congress when we talk about it here in this video. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts towards the end of this video. We'll keep this one short and sweet, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this down below. Okay, so if you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and also if you guys are all on X, make sure you follow along there and hit the follow there on X, so that way you know exactly what I post on there. I do post a lot as I give you guys a lot of numbers and data points, so make sure you follow me on all platforms, and let's get right into it, guys. All right, so this is the big news of the day. All right, Trump's Bitcoin law will be presented to Congress in the United States. Now, what we're going to talk about here, this is just recently developing. Okay, I want to share with you guys the latest news coming out from this piece. We'll get into some of the finer points, and then, like I said, I'll give you my thoughts. First and foremost, though, let's take a look at Bitcoin on the day. As you can see kind of what's happening. I'll pull up the daily candles, and that way you guys get a glimpse of what's happening. We will pull up the chart using BTCC, one of my exchanges that I do trade on. If you want to trade with me, there is a link down below where you can buy and sell crypto, spot and futures trading available to all clients. So if you are based in the United States, that's great. Check out BTCC. They are running some promotions right now, up to 100% cash back on your deposit in USDT. Check out that, and if it's right for you, start trading today. All right. But as we look at BTC, there's $84,274 on the chart. That is where we see a 3.79% hike on the day. So a little bit of a bounce back as we see this little green candle start to form as we look to make a rebound. It's something where even if we date back to the 10th of March, we have been seeing signs of recovery. It's not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell a crypto. It's just, how long are we going to stare at these charts without them going up? And that's kind of what it comes down to, right? We have the most bullish conditions to trade crypto in that we've had in my whole time trading crypto. So for us as investors and traders, we have to kind of be smart about this, because if you do truly believe that crypto is here to stay and there is not yet been an altcoin season, cryptocurrency right now is going to be a firm buy for me moving forward. And you can kind of see how we do have a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders pattern that's forming on this chart, and that is something where we do look for more of a decline in my basic TA that I'm applying to this, and that's kind of where you look into it, getting as low as, below 75, sub 75 levels. 76 is probably the line that I would draw, and that's kind of where we did wick up from. We bounced off of 76.6, and that's kind of how I feel about Bitcoin. So if we want to talk about more mainstream crypto, everybody follows Bitcoins. That's why I'm featuring it in this price analysis. But we're here to talk about what the law that Trump's bringing to Congress is. I just wanted to show you guys the overall chart, and we will take a quick dive into the top 100. As you can see, the top 100 is essentially, every crypto in the top 100 is essentially pumping on the day. Still down on the week. We see these red bubbles all over the place, but on the daily, we have had a strong kind of rebound entering the weekend. Okay, so let's get into the article. And like I said, guys, check out BTCC as you follow along. Play around on that interface. It is kind of one of my go-tos in the crypto space. But I want to talk about the Bitcoin law that will be presented to Congress in the United States. Now, this is something as Donald Trump signed that EO establishing the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. But during that announcement, there will be no new Bitcoin purchases for now. That will keep the United States Bitcoin in its possession. It's a way that states to purchase new Bitcoin, that would have to be investigated, right? So we've heard it's all going to be the search and seizures, the confiscated crypto that's just going to be used in a strategic reserve, as we've gotten some of the finer details about that. But as the uncertainties looming continue to develop, this is one of the steps. This is one of the things we wanted to hear, okay? But Congressman Byron Donalds, okay, will introduce a bill to enact the EO signed by Trump as a U.S. digital asset stockpile. Okay, so this bill is going to enact the executive order that Trump did sign. Now, according to Bloomberg, this is the big news, guys. Byron Donalds will introduce that bill that will secure the National Bitcoin Reserve. Now, within this bill's passage, this will ensure the reserve and stockpile cannot be eliminated by executive order or by subsequent presidents. Okay, that's huge, because basically that means that if something were to happen and we get a seismic shift, food for thought. Trump gets impeached. All right, say something crazy happens. This bill, if it does get passed, which I'm going to personally think that the Democrats are going to have something to say about it, it's going to create a kind of a safe haven, if you will, for what we've done thus far within enacting the strategic reserve and the stockpile. Okay, without this bill, there's no guarantees that that stockpile will last more than 4 years. Okay, and right now it's a little bit less than 4 years. It's probably going to be about 3 before it ever makes its way through, because we really don't even have it defined right now. And this is just kind of going to ensure safe passage for the future of what they're putting into order right now. Okay, now to get through, they need 60 votes in the Senate, as we all know, and a majority in the House of Reps to become law. Now within this is where the U.S. government looks to obtain, well, they already have it, but that's where they're going to look to add the 200,000 in Bitcoin to the strategic reserve within the Treasury Department as it stands right here, right now. Okay. Also, it authorizes the Treasury and Commerce Departments to develop budgets and strategies to purchase more Bitcoin for the reserve without imposing additional costs on taxpayers and prohibiting the sale of Bitcoin in the reserve. That's huge. And if you are a Bitcoin holder, that's going to be absolutely massive, because that means that unlike some of the cryptos out there, you know about decentralization rules, the principles of what makes a crypto decentralized. Bitcoin checks those boxes, right? It's been the one that's never faltered. It's always been considered a commodity. And now within this, guys, we have some footing to stand on as we look for more clarity what's coming out with the executive order that Donald Trump signed. And this is the first step along the road, all right? This is actually putting pen to paper, and we're going to meet the road here running. I think that if this does happen, more dominoes will fall. We'll get more clarity, more details, and then from here, we'll pretty much know. And I think that's kind of what's holding the market back, all right? It's not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell a crypto. But in my personal estimation, I think right now, all the traders, all the institutions, whales alike, they're kind of seeking safe harbor, okay? I think that right now there's just so much uncertainty. Could you imagine a day and age where Bitcoin's damn near pressing 100,000 and we have the fear and greed index sitting where it's at right here, right now? It's crazy. It's crazy to fathom. So what we need to have happen is we got some answers, and that was first and foremost, right? We got definitive kind of guidelines and concrete things that were going to take place. Now, this is the first bill. This could get vetoed, and it could get ratified and changed into something else. Who knows? Okay, but when we're talking about this strategic reserve and the stockpile of Bitcoin, I think the biggest takeaway was that it's not going to cost the American people anything. And I think my takeaway from all this, as we connect the dots on this, if the United States is doing this, you better believe yourself that Russia, China, and then the EU nations will all follow suit, and not to mention some of the countries that are already endorsing and hosting Bitcoin as part of their currency today. I think that we're going to see a domino effect across the board where Bitcoin becomes global, it becomes monetary and part of a lot of centralized governments, and that's going to be kind of interesting to see unfold. Not necessarily sure if it's going to be good for crypto, but it's going to be good for Bitcoin's price in the short to intermediate time, in my opinion. So with that, I'll leave you guys. Appreciate you all tuning in. Remember to follow on X if you're watching over there. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.